Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the City of Oxnard Planning Commission for Thursday, April 3, 2025. This meeting will come to order at 6:03 p.m. The public may view the meeting from home on the city's website, Spectrum Channel 10, Frontier Channel 35, or on the city's YouTube website. To participate in the meeting, the public may provide comments to the Planning Commission via email at planning@oxnard.org no later than 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting, or through the city's website at oxnard.org/city-meetings, or call the Planning Division office. Additionally, those wishing to speak can dial the phone number listed at the bottom of the screen, follow the instructions to access the meeting, and press *9 to raise your hand, indicating your intention to speak on the agenda item being discussed. Madam Secretary, can we have the roll call, please?
Chair Arejo.
Present.
Vice Chair Dr. Stewart.
Present.
Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
Here.
Commissioner Schulke.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We will now move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Vice Chair Dr. Stewart, will you kindly lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, please rise for the pledge. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Thank you, Vice Chair Dr. Stewart. The next agenda item is C, public comments on items not on the agenda. At this time, a person may address the Planning Commission on matters within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission, including information consent items and any time not appearing on the agenda. The Planning Commission cannot take action on any item presented during public comments that is not on the agenda, and such item may only be referred to the Commission Secretary. Persons wishing to speak on public hearing items should do so at the time of the public hearing. We'll first go to our first submitted speaker, former Commissioner Catherine Conley.
Thank you, Chair. This is a little different. I don't know why I'm nervous when I wasn't nervous up there with you guys. This is very interesting. I just wanted to say thank you all for your time. It's been wonderful getting to know all of you on the dais, and then of course the amazing city staff. This journey has been both equally and challenging. As Councilmember Tran mentioned on Tuesday at the City Council meeting, we received very lengthy and detailed documents, or robust reports, like we like to say, which had a lot of terms and codes that I had to Google over the years. I can honestly say that this has been a very humbling experience, and most importantly, it solidified my love for the city of Oxnard. Lastly, I just wanted to let everyone know that April is Fair Housing Month. This month highlights the importance of ensuring everyone has had the opportunity to find safe, affordable, and decent housing, regardless of their race, color, religion, sex, familial status, national origin, or disability. In addition to these 7 federally protected classes, the beautiful state of California protects an additional 11 groups, of which include military or veteran status, immigration status, marital status, and source of income. I'm honored to continue to advocate for fair, safe, and affordable housing for all and support smart community growth. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Conley. Before we head on to our next section, Madam Secretary, are there any other public comments for those not on the agenda?
No, Chair.
Thank you. At this time, if there's no objection, I'm going to request that we hear agenda item I-1, appreciation for Commissioner Catherine Conley's 4 years of service on the Planning Commission, right now before the consent agenda. Seeing no objection, we'll go on, and I just want to say that, and then Commissioner Conley, you can come up, and then we'll do a few things. But we have not usually done anything in public in regard to public transition of Planning Commission members, and I was keen to do something in appreciation for our departing commissioners, even if small. I'll request Commissioner Conley to come up to the dais and say a few remarks if she wishes to do so again, to receive a couple items of tokens of appreciation from here, and then any public comments from anyone online or in person if they would like, and then we can take some comments from planning commissioners and myself, and then some pictures after. So would you like to make any comments?
Okay. No additional comments, Chair.
Thank you. So we'll have you come up, and then. Thank you very much. And so I think some on the Planning Commission know that I love to take pictures if all 7 of us are here. And so here's a collage of all of us last year. So the most recent full 7-member Planning Commission. So hopefully you can set that up wherever you want and need. And then there's also a magnet here for you. One of the pictures there, so you can put that up at work or at home. And then again from the city, name tag for yourself. So yeah, so we really appreciate it. And I'm gonna have my fellow planning commissioners say something first, and then I'll end, have public comments, and then we can take some pictures. So thank you. Let's start off with Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
Well, I didn't have any prepared remarks. Nonetheless, I will say it's so good to see you again. Definitely have missed your presence, at least here on the dais over the last 4 years. I think one of the things that I certainly appreciated more, aside from just your insights, your perspective, certainly was the constant advocating for affordable housing for all. And we really appreciate the insights you brought to our discussions and deliberations, and just super grateful for the last 4 years to have seen you grow thus far, and just see online the incredible work that you're doing now. It's just a fan of your work, and so thank you and congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Thanks for your service to Oxnard, and I know it's a community you love, and always appreciated. I've really only exclusively had a career in the public sector, and I always appreciate when I'm in rooms where it's like, oh, somebody in here has different experience, and it showed. And I know you always had an eye towards efficiency and a balanced perspective, considering all the different sides. And appreciate your time on the commission. Thank you.
Well, it's been wonderful being here with you. It's been 2 years since I came in the midterm. But, I think about a lot of times when we're deliberating, and you would say something, and I think, okay, because, we have open minds until we get to the voting part. And it's like, that makes sense, and that's kind of where I was going. And so, I kind of just appreciated that sometimes I wasn't sure, and you would say something, and it would just make things clear or lock things in for me. So it's been a pleasure, and I really appreciate your perspective on things.
And then for myself, we both started 4 years ago along with Commissioner Dr. Lopez during the Zoom era. And so it was so great to finally have a chance to see you in person after a year. And we already got back even before meeting in person with our bylaw subcommittee with former Chair Chavez. And so I was just surprised. Probably someone else is saying yeah, they want to meet for a couple more hours talking about rules and procedures about something with a lot of rules and procedures. So I was really thankful. As someone, of course, everyone knows that I love Robert's Rules, and for someone who's been involved with Robert's Rules on the private sector, with myself in the nonprofit, and of course with former Chair Chavez in the education and public sector. So it's great to have that perspective and from you in regards to that, and that we were both willing to be on that for a couple more hours after the regular meeting. So really appreciate that. I've personally learned so much about real estate just from you. A couple of people asked, so what's happening? And so I was able to channel you a little bit in regards to why some certain things happen on the real estate side. And so that experience was greatly needed on this planning commission. And so we greatly really appreciate that, especially as the other commissioners have said so. And I've enjoyed getting to know you personally. And I'm just in awe of everything that you accomplished in your professional life. I think every time you come here, I'm expecting you to get promoted or get a new job or some other professional responsibility, which I know is the reason that you may not have been as willing to be on the Planning Commission because of all your job responsibilities outside, let alone all your family responsibilities. So we greatly appreciate that you're able to be with us for the last 4 years. And even though you'll be involved with the community in some way, I'll miss it sitting here with you, with your sage comments and laughter, and hopefully you'll boomerang back in the future, much like Commissioner Nash and Vice Chair Dr. Stewart did somehow. So you never know. And so thank you again for your service. And so I'm going to ask if there's any public comments right now in person, if they would like to come to the dais, and I can give you as much time as you need if you'd like.
Chair, I see that Gabe Teran has raised his hand.
Oh, okay, thank you. We'll start with Councilman Gabe Tran and give anyone in the audience a chance to come up if they would like. So, thank you.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great, thank you. So good evening, Chair and Vice Chair and Commissioners. This is Gabe Teran, Mayor Pro Tem, and also overseeing District 2. I am speaking as a resident of Oxnard, though, and I just want to thank Commissioner Conley, or outgoing Commissioner Conley, for her dedication to the community and everything that she's done in her service on the Planning Commission. And it's not lost on me. It wasn't lost on me as a resident, and certainly not lost on me as a council member, the amount of time and effort that you all put into this work. And I truly appreciate what Commissioner Conley brought to the table through her professional experience and her lens of seeing things on the housing supply side of things, and as well as her really objective but also high level lens for things, and being able to look at things with a very open mind. So much appreciated. As I said on Tuesday, and again, I give Councilor Perello full credit. You all don't even get like a cup of coffee or a tank of gas for your work that you do, and the volumes of things you have to go through and read. I just hope the public knows just the amount of time and effort that you dedicate to this role. So thank you to all of you, but thank you to outgoing Commissioner Conley for all of your work. And just a couple fun facts about her. Number one, she is one of 2 District 2 residents up there. I'm just going to fly that flag real quickly. And also, I want to point out also that when people ask me, what do you love most about Oxnard? The thing I always say is how connected everything is. And I didn't know this till much later, but Commissioner Conley also knows my cousin, and I believe went to high school with him, as did Commissioner Dr. Lopez. And so, yeah, such a small town of 200,000 plus people, right? But thank you so much for all of your work, and we will miss you and your efforts, but thank you for what you provided. Looking forward to everything you do next. I also hope you boomerang back like Commissioner Nash and Commissioner Dr. Stewart, but thank you again, much appreciated.
Thank you very much, Mayor Pro Tem Teran. If there's no one who would like to talk, okay. We'll do a couple pictures just as commissioners, and then everyone, and then just you with all your supporters. So I appreciate that. Okay, thank you. We'll stand at ease, and we'll take a few pictures for right now. So. Okay, thank you so much. And we'll definitely expect you to be here in the future, even if you're not a commissioner, Commissioner Conley. So appreciate that. We'll take you up on your word that you'll be back. So thank you so much again, appreciate it. For the commission, we'll deal with I2 after the meeting. Unfortunately, Commissioner Zilsdorf couldn't be here, and so we'll just take that at the appropriate time. We'll go back now to, if there's no objection, we'll go back to the consent agenda. D1, 2, and 3, February 6, 2025, February 20, and March 6, 2025. Is there any corrections to note for the minutes as distributed? If there is none, a motion is now in order.
Yes, hearing no corrections or additions or any deletions, I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. It has been moved by Vice Chair Dr. Stewart to move D1 or to approve D1 February 6, D2 February 20, D3 March 6, 2025 minutes. Is there a second?
Chair, I second the motion.
Seconded by Commissioner Schulke. If there's no deliberation, we'll go to a roll call vote. Madam Secretary.
Commissioner Dr. Stewart,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulke,
Aye.
Commissioner Dr. Lopez,
Aye.
Chair Arejo.
Aye.
This motion passes.
Thank you very much. The next agenda item is E, nominations and elections for the chair and vice chair to serve for calendar year 2025. I'll first go to staff if they have any comments before we proceed. Mr. Pearson or Mr. Zaragoza?
Chair Arejo and Commissioners, staff does not have any additional comments. Essentially, this is just the election of the chair and vice chair to serve out the remainder of the 2025 calendar year with the recent appointment of Chair Arejo and Dr. Lopez back to the commission. So staff is bringing this for vote.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pearson. Now at this time, are there any nominations for chair?
Yes,
Commission?
I'll nominate the current chair stays in the position through 2025.
Vice Chair Dr. Stewart has nominated Commissioner Araujo for chair. Are there any other nominations for chair? Seeing and hearing none, the nominations for chair are closed. Madam Secretary, can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Dr. Stewart,
Aye.
Commissioner Dr. Lopez,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulke,
Aye.
Chair Arejo.
Aye.
This motion passes.
Thank you. And I want to thank Vice Chair Dr. Stewart for the nomination, and thank you for the commission, and I'll have some words at the end, so thank you very much. At this time, I'm going to call for nominations for Vice Chair. Commission. Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
I'd like to nominate Vice Chair Dr. Stewart if he's willing to continue to serve in the role.
Thank you. Commissioner Dr. Lopez has nominated Commissioner Dr. Stewart. Are there any nominations for Vice Chair? Seeing none, I call the nominations closed for Vice Chair and ask Madam Secretary to have the roll call for Vice Chair.
Commissioner Dr. Lopez,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulke,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dr. Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Arejo.
Aye.
This motion passes.
Thank you very much, and congratulations, Vice Chair Dr. Stewart. We'll move on to Section F, ex parte declarations for public hearing items. Please state any ex parte declarations, if any. I'll move across the dais. Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
None. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Vice Chair Dr. Stewart.
None, thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Schulke.
None. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, and none for myself. Moving on to Section G, public hearing, agenda item G1, Oxnard Sand Management Plan. Planning and zoning permit, number 22-400-06, coastal development permit, a request for a coastal development permit to implement a sand management plan for the coastal areas generally within the Oxnard Shores community. The project includes collecting windblown beach sand from beach access points, sidewalks, streets, and walkways, and redepositing the sand back onto the beach at 13 locations. The project is exempt from environmental review pursuant to Section 15304 of the CEQA guidelines filed by Brian Yanes, Assistant Public Works Director. On behalf of the City of Oxnard, City Staff Joe Pearson II, Planning and Environmental Services Manager. Per Measure M, a staff presentation has been pre-recorded and the link has been posted to YouTube. Per previously approved standing rules, staff can provide a brief summary of the pre-recorded presentation in addition to other analysis at this time. Does staff wish to give some introductory remarks?
Yes, Chair Arejo. This item is returning to the commission. At the last meeting, there was a small error on the agenda in terms of the Zoom link information. So there was a additional number in there that may have prevented some members of the public from making comments. At this point, we have not received any comments or basically any communications from any members of the public that tried to attend the meeting but were unable to. But out of caution, we wanted to bring it back just in case to provide that opportunity for individuals to make comments. There are no changes from what was presented to the commission at the March 6th meeting. So everything is the same. It's just bringing it back to allow people to make comments.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Pearson. I did see a couple of posts, social media, that wondered why it was coming up to us another time. So I appreciate that explanation. Hopefully it's going to be heard somehow, but you know how social media is. So at this time, members may ask questions of staff. I know we've done previously, but if you would like to reiterate or come up with any additional questions, this is the time. Seeing and hearing none, Madam Secretary, is there any public comment?
No, Chair.
Thank you. The public hearing is now closed, and we'll move on to deliberation. Commission. If there's no deliberation, a motion is in order.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommended action.
Thank you. It has been moved by Vice Chair Dr. Stewart to find the project to be categorically exempt from environmental review pursuant to California Environmental Quality Act Guidelines Section 15304, Class 4, minor alterations to land, and adopt Resolution 2025-XX approving planning and zoning permit number 22-400-06, coastal development permit subject to certain findings and conditions. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Dr. Lopez. Is there any further deliberation on the motion before us? Seeing and hearing none, Madam Secretary, can we have the roll call, please?
Vice Chair Dr. Stewart.
Aye.
Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
Aye.
Commissioner Schuelke.
Aye.
Chair Arejo.
Aye.
This motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We'll move on to agenda item G2, AT&T Temporary Tower, Planning and Zoning Permit number 24-530-05, Special Use Permit Wireless, a request to install a 40-foot temporary cell on wheels facility on a 41,382 square foot developed site within the General Commercial Plan Development C2PD zone. The application includes a request for the removal of 3 parking spaces and a height 5 feet above the existing 35-foot height limit within the general commercial zone. The project is exempt from environmental review pursuant to Section 15303 of the CEQA guidelines, filed by designated agent David Elliott, Yukon Group, Irvine, on behalf of AT&T Mobility, on behalf of the property owner, Don Wickman of Woodland Hills, California, city staff, Chantal Power, contract planner. Per Measure M, a staff presentation has been pre-recorded and the link has been posted to YouTube. Per previously approved standing rules, staff can provide a brief summary of the pre-recorded presentation in addition to other analysis at this time. The staff wish to give some introductory remarks. Or the contract planner, Ms. Power.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly introduce myself. You're probably more familiar with my colleague, Melinda Lim, and I'm just filling in for her while she's on leave. So this was originally her project and just trying to get it through so that the residents in the area don't lose coverage while they're waiting for the permanent tower to be approved and constructed. The permanent tower should come before you soon. But for tonight, we were just reviewing the temporary tower. And as you noted, it's 40 feet tall, so 5 feet above what is permitted in the zoning designation, the commercial general zoning designation there. And we'll also be temporarily occupying 3 parking spaces within an existing commercial project site. A parking study was prepared for that, showing that although technically there's less parking on the site than the code requires, based on actual demand, there's a surplus of somewhere around 30 parking spaces. So the elimination of those 3 parking spaces won't impact the need for parking on site. And again, the project has been screened sufficiently for a temporary tower. There are some limitations to how much you can actually screen a temporary tower. But one of the things that the applicant did was situate it in such a way that it's it kind of blends in with the existing trees in the area, and then put a green sock on it, so that it would kind of blend in a little bit more with the existing foliage. So those are the basics of the details. I am available for any questions, and I believe that the applicant team is in person there and can also answer questions for you.
Thank you, Ms. Power. And is it Chantal or Chantal, just in case?
Chantal.
Chantal. Okay, thank you, Ms. Chantal Power. Thank you very much for those introductory remarks. If the applicant is here, you can have 15 minutes to present, if any.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have no comment at this time.
Wait. Thank you very much. That might not have been heard on Zoom land. The applicant does not have a presentation at this time, and we'll continue with members of questions of either the applicant or staff. Commission. Vice Chair Dr. Stewart.
Yes. I guess every time we have a tower come before us, it's never tall enough, or it's too tall. That's what I should say. It's too tall. And I keep asking the question, and the answer is no, not yet. But, if we increase the limits from 35 to something taller, then we could eliminate some of this. And so I'm just throwing it out there. I've gotten the answers every time I ask, so it's just my remarks. And I did look at the parking survey, and even though it doesn't meet the requirement as far as parking goes, the demand was taken care of. So there was no problems with that either for me. And other than that, I appreciate the temporary towers. Twice in my life, once through an earthquake, and then the other time being in a place that didn't have great coverage for a festive event. They had a temporary tower, and both times I really respected having the coverage when we might not have had it. So I understand the need.
Vice Chair Dr. Stewart, did you have a question at this time? We can turn one of those into a question if you'd like, or no?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Are there any further questions from the commission of either staff or the applicant? Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
I do have a question, probably to staff. I was just curious, are these cell on wheels common? And is this like an appropriate use for the time duration of 1 to 2 years while the permanent application is processed and construction?
So Commissioner Dr. Lopez, maybe I can speak, and then if Chantal wants to jump in. In terms of within the city, no, they're not something that we typically have. This is, and the applicant can speak to this as well. There's an existing site that's coming down, and so as a result, they're kind of looking for this temporary facility kind of fill in that gap in coverage for this temporary time frame. So city was kind of working with them essentially to allow them to have this temporary facility while, again, they're working on the permanent facility, which is currently in process and will be coming before the commission hopefully in the next month.
Thank you for that. And to the applicant, I was just curious, I mean, the period of 1 to 2 years duration, what are the plans, or is it something that the cow would be monitored if it just begins to wear down after 6 to 8 months, and you would bring in a new unit to replace it just to continue to maintain that high level of service and reach?
So to answer your question, we would like to build the permanent site as quickly as possible. It's going to be in a hearing in the next few weeks, so we're hoping to build this by next year. So at the moment, our plan is to have this as placed there as short of a time period as possible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yeah, commissioners, if you don't mind, I'll just jump in and just say that, because there isn't regulations in the zoning code specific to temporary cellular towers, we kind of had to pick a date that seemed reasonable. So 1 to 2 years was kind of the maximum that we felt would be reasonable to give the applicant time to get everything approved and constructed and completed.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Commissioner Dr. Lopez. For the applicant, I didn't read through the agenda packet if we lost a coverage, or is it because with development that happened that the coverage was lessened, or it was always like this and now that there's sufficient density of population, it makes sense to have a tower?
So a site is coming down at 500 Esplanade, and we're trying to prevent a loss of coverage. I believe it's 160 to 200,000 unique users that are passing through every day. That's going to be lost if we don't have this temporary site to sustain that coverage.
And a follow-up, did you know that it was going to be taken down, or did it come down like too soon, and that's why we're having this temporary solution before a more permanent structure?
I believe there's a negotiation process to be able to keep the current cell site in place, but I don't have the information to provide on the work. I'm a vendor for AT&T with the Yukon Group, and so I don't have the history for you on why.
Okay, thank you. And sir, what was your name again?
My name is David Elliott. I'm the applicant.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions from the commission at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to public comment. Madam Secretary, is there any public comment?
No, Chair.
Thank you. Any closing remarks from staff?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The public hearing is now closed, and we'll move on to deliberation. Commission. Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
Thank you to the applicant and the individual joining us remotely on Zoom land for your clarification on those items. I think, when I saw or was going through the packet and the presentation, it wasn't clear to me either where the other cell was coming down, or if this was just an additional tower that was going to be considered constructed just because of the need. I very much do appreciate the fact that we are looking to fill that void for folks that are driving through, certainly in the 101. Sometimes folks are, on important calls as they're driving through, maybe trying to get home and whatnot, or even the residents, right, that live right there on, north of the 101. And so my only concern was, again, the 1 to 2 year period with a temporary unit, but the fact that it's going to be up to fill a void of another tower that has gone offline or off service, I'm certainly inclined to support. It was just a little odd to me, the time period for. So I really do hope that the city staff is able to continue to work with the applicant just to really facilitate the process so that it is a shorter time period. Anything that we could do to help make that a faster reality would probably be in everyone's best interest.
Thank you, Commissioner Dr. Lopez. And for myself, the coverage with the projected coverage for this is basically increasing the signal strength at every single location. And so I definitely saw a need from it just graphically. And then secondarily, I looked at any possible safety concerns, and they're well within the established limits. They're not even close to it. And I'm surprised that there was even a parking study done with so few parking spots, because that area is not, where they're putting it is not exactly a high need area for parking, but I understand that there's established parking spots for any of the buildings there. And so again, appreciate for that. Of course, it's required, but so I think on all levels of possible concern, I think there are none in regards to this, and it's only a benefit to the city. And I echo the comments to get a more permanent solution sooner, and hopefully the city will be able to do that. Any other comments from the commission at this time? If there's none, a motion is now in order.
Chair, I move that we adopt the motion.
It has been moved by Commissioner Schuelke to find the project exempt from environmental review pursuant to California or CEQA guidelines section 15303 class 3 new construction and adopt resolution 2025-XX approving planning and zoning permit number 24-530-05 special use permit wireless and subject to certain findings and conditions. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Vice Chair Dr. Stewart. Is there any further deliberation on the motion before us? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, can we have the roll call, please?
Commissioner Schuelke,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dr. Stewart,
Aye.
Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
Aye.
Chair Arejo.
Aye.
This motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, and congratulations. We'll move on to Agenda Section H, Study Session and Reports, and with none, we'll move on to I, Planning Commission Business, Item 2, Appreciation for Commissioner Anna Zielsdorf's 2.5 years of service on the Planning Commission. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here due to a personal situation, but I'll show on video, and I asked her to look at her comments later, and I'll be seeing her in person. But just again, she'll be receiving much the same, Commissioner Conley, her name tag, which I'll get, and then a magnet of one of the pictures. So I appreciate that. That we can still do something. And so I'm gonna go across the dais, starting with Commissioner Dr. Lopez, if you wanted to say any remarks about Commissioner Zielsdorf.
Absolutely. Also want to take the opportunity to thank Commissioner Zielsdorf for her years of service on the Planning Commission. I think one of the things I appreciated most, certainly about the Planning Commission in the past 4 years, has been just the diversity of folks, of community members representing, different, parts of the city, different just backgrounds and perspectives and professional backgrounds and whatnot. So I really do feel that it made for richer discussions and deliberations. And so certainly, like was said earlier about Commissioner Conley, I hope that at some time in the future, she perhaps boomerangs back to be of service and, just an inspiration to so many in our community. So thank you, Commissioner Zielsdorf and Chair, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Commissioner Dr. Lopez. Vice Chair Dr. Stewart.
Yes, I think I came on the commission like 6 months after she came on the commission. And so in this time, we didn't get to know each other really well, but, we did have some conversations. And again, I do like the diversity of the group that's up here, so we all have different perspectives, and it helps sharpen each other so that we can give the best decisions. And so I thank her for her comments. I thank her for her view and perspective on a lot of issues. And as I said earlier, sometimes it helps one think about some things that really didn't come to mind. And it's like, okay, I need to really give that a little bit of consideration before I make my final vote. And so I do appreciate her perspective.
Thank you, Vice Chair Dr. Stewart. Commissioner Schuelke.
I too would like to thank Commissioner Zielsdorf for her service, representing an important district and community here in Oxnard, really in many respects the heart of our community. So appreciate her voice on the commission.
Thank you, Commissioner Schuelke. And for myself, I'm so happy to have served on the commission with Commissioner Zielsdorf these past 2.5 years. As someone with a business background, as someone with her business background, it was vitally important to have that perspective on this body because both our businesses and residents interact with each other to lead to more fruitful economic foundation for all who live in this city, who live, work in this city. I think she provided a calm attitude with the items before us, which indirectly calmed myself as I was chairing the body. And I thank her for her service and look forward to seeing her in whatever of the multiple hats that she has in Oxnard. And I just like to say a little bit more informally that when I called her to let her know, I know that she wasn't keen on signing up for another full 4-year planning commission. But I did let her know that I was that I was the one replacing her, and I think she's happy in regards to that. She was the only one who joined the Planning Commission that I knew a little bit beforehand, so it was great to have that. I was a little bit scared on my first couple meetings, and I know for herself, she really became more confident, and I was so happy when she made her first second and made her first motion. So I'm really glad that she had a perspective in the government sector, and really to both her and Commissioner Conley for their business and private sector experience. And so we look forward to that great diversity of opinions, life experiences for our future commissioners that will be joining us hopefully sooner rather than later. So again, thank you all very much. I think at this time we'll move on to general comments for the Planning Commission. Is there any from my fellow Planning Commissioners? For myself, a couple things is that like Commissioner Dr. Lopez, as of April 1, I'm truly thankful to Councilwoman Rodriguez for reappointing me to the Planning Commission, and I look forward to serving the city for the next 4 years on this body. Additionally, I'm pleased to inform you all that the Planning Commission stipend was approved last month by the Finance and Governance Committee in the form closest to what was approved by this commission at their March 11, 2025 meeting, and I'm hopeful that will be placed onto a City Council agenda by one of their May meetings. Also, just as of 1 hour ago, with the City Council agenda packet being emailed to all of us, if the City Council does go through with their approvals, Mr. John Barrick, being selected by Councilman Starr, will be joining us at whenever our next Planning Commission meeting will be happening. So anyways, that's all for me. Thank you so much. Commissioner Dr. Lopez.
Really quick also, I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank both former Mayor John Zaragoza, who first appointed me 4 years ago to serve on the Planning Commission at large, and now 4 years later, thank Councilwoman Michaela Perez for her confidence, for her trust, and for nominating me to represent the city residents for another 4 years on the Planning Commission. Grateful to continue to serve with my fellow commissioners. Look forward to the addition of 2 new members here, hopefully in short order, but just grateful for the opportunity to continue to serve.
Thank you, Commissioner Dr. Lopez. If there's no further Planning Commission business, we'll move on to Community Development Staff Update. Mr. Pearson.
Thank you, Chair and Commissioners. So just a couple of things. First, the Till Club specific plan item is scheduled to go to City Council on April 15th. That packet was published, I believe, today, so it should be published now. So that will be going, as you guys are aware, that did previously come before the Planning Commission. So again, that would be going to City Council on April 15th. And in regards to our next meeting, there are no items that are ready for the April 17th meeting, so that meeting will be canceled, and our next meeting will be May 1st. And that's all that I have at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. And I'm going to request, we have a new face. I know that you've been here in place of Ms. Roselle at least once, maybe a couple times. And now I guess Mr. Roselle has been finally scared off by me. So I apologize on behalf of the Planning Commission, but we do have Mr. Zaragoza. I won't be calling you every time, but appreciate if you could just introduce yourselves to us, any members who might be watching, and thank you very much.
Sure. So I am a Deputy City Attorney, Jason Zaragoza, born and raised here in Oxnard. Interestingly, I actually started off in recreation, then went over to the City Manager's Office as an interim PIO, and then eventually into the City Attorney's Office, where I've been since February of 2017. And I've had the distinct honor of advising Culture and Community Services, Fire, Police, City Clerk, City Treasurer, Public Works for a period of time, recently took over housing, and now my portfolio will include housing and community development, which will include advising the Planning Commission as well. So I look forward to working with you all, and hopefully you don't scare me off the way you did Ken. But yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Zaragoza. Really appreciate it. If there's no further business, the meeting will be adjourned if there's no objection. The meeting is adjourned at 6:48 p.m. Thank you all and good night.